Welcome to the Dana Holgerson Show. I'm your host, Jeff Cole, and this is the coach, at least for another year we hope, of the West Virginia Mountaineers, Dana Holgerson. Welcome, Dana.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, normally at the first of the show, we like to go over the highlights of the previous week's game, but let's just be honest, Dana. We played Liberty. I mean, or the high school team or college team. I don't never am sure. But anyway, I don't think it's worth going over the highlights of a team that nobody else in Division I would even bother putting on their schedule. So let's go over what we plan for the next game with the Oklahoma Sooners. I know one of the problems we're concerned with is P. Ryan, the running back for Oklahoma. What can you tell us about him?
Well, I just want to start off. I know our guys are ready for Big 12 play, and like you said, P. Ryan's a great athlete. Last year, he scored 427 yards against Kansas, and you know, our defense this year is just not as good as Kansas last year. So I'm thinking
that don't sound good.
No. But we'll try to.
So what are you saying? He could break.
He could break
single game season
record. He could bring his own record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's bad news. That doesn't sound good at all, Dana. But so, is there anything we can do? Did we catch a break? They got a new quarterback this year, Baker Mayfield. We catch a break there, maybe.
You know, Trevor Knight gave us hell last year in Morgantown. You know, he's a great athlete and all, but now they're bringing in this new quarterback, Baker Mayfield, coming from Tech.
So that's going to be a good thing. He can't be as good as Trevor Knight.
Well, they're putting up points up more this year. So
what are you saying? He's not better. He's not better than Trevor Knight.
Well, yeah, he's pretty good. He can run the ball and throw it. I think the other couple weeks ago he threw for almost 500 yards.
That don't sound good at all. I'm not going on a limb here to say we're going to have our hands full on defense against the Sooners.
Yeah, it's going to. Our guys need to be prepared, and so I hope they're not listening to their fat girlfriends about how good they played the last couple weeks. So,
well, I mean, why would they do that? They played Liberty.
I know.
Anyway, we've already discussed that. So, well, let's move on to offense. You got any new wrinkles for the offense for the Oklahoma game?
Well, me and the offensive coaches weren't impressed with Skyler Howard. So we're bringing in our backup quarterback from Madison, West Virginia, Boone County. We're hoping that he can score some points against the Sooners this year.
So you're making a change
we're
at quarterback.
We're making a change.
And who would that be? Squirrel White?
Squirrel White, yes.
Well, Squirrel, Squirrel's in the studio. Squirrel, would you like to join us?
Coach? Squirrel?
Yeah. Glad to have you, Squirrel.
Okay.
You got any questions for Squirrel?
Well, I was hoping Coach would kind of ask you the questions, but I'll be happy to. I know that you've dedicated this season to a family member you think highly of. Would you like to tell us that story and why you're dedicating this season? Well, you have to tell us who it is. I know it's a family member of yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real sad story, but I'll be happy to share it with you folks. As you all know, there was a little problem around the Charleston area last year with the water contamination. And let's just say that my cousin Ned, well, actually my father-in-law too, but he did happen to drink a little bit of the water from the Elk River, and it was bad. He was in the hospital for a couple weeks, and when he came out of there, he had a little something he didn't have before, and he had like an extra arm growing out of him.
Oh, that's sad.
It was very sad, but he's persevered, and he's back now. He's getting around. He's back at work.
So he's doing well now.
He's doing well.
So is he able to attend most of the games and everything?
Oh yes, he's been a season ticket holder since it's almost his whole life. He's one of the biggest Mountaineer fans there is.
Well, I'd love to have him on the show sometime.
That's funny because I brought him here today with me.
You're kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. Ned, get
Ned,
on.
join us. Can you come out and join us?
I'll tell you what, boy. Are we live?
We're live, Ned.
You kidding me? Look at us, boy. Hey, let me tell you something about this young man. I tell you, he didn't even walk until he was 7 and a half years old.
About 7 years old.
That's
about my
pre-K.
that's my third time at pre-K.
Third year in pre-K.
Yeah.
He started walking. Proud of the young man.
And here he is starting for the West Virginia Mountaineers at quarterback now.
Here he is.
I'm gonna like to just give a little shout out to a little someone that took the time to really help old Ned out last year. This has been one of my favorite places since I was a kid. Gabriel brothers, they were so kind to donate a lot of clothes for Ned with his new problem. He was kind of limited on where he could shop for clothes, and now Gabriel Brothers is about the only place he can go to, but they decided to donate a bunch of clothes to him this year, so we couldn't be happier for him. So
Big shout out to Gabriel. Let me tell you.
You know,
they don't make clothes for 3-armed men just anywhere.
that's true.
It is true.
That is true. You know, this is an amazing story. There's been several whites come through the West Virginia program. Been several famous whites through the state of West Virginia.
Back from where I'm from, Madison, actually.
Yeah, tell us about some of the other whites that have come through the program.
Well, I know a lot of Mountaineer fans will never forget back Pat White. He was a great quarterback. I can only hope I can be good as him one day. And then last year we had Kevin White. Man, great receiver. I'm going to miss that guy. Man, me and him practice, we hooked up all the time. Man, scoring touchdowns like crazy in our defense. So what's new? And who doesn't score touchdowns in our defense? Anyway.
That's true.
Hey.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
you know, I'm just being honest. But and then you got Jessica White back where I'm from, man. So you got whites all over the state of West Virginia, and now I think the state's ready for Squirrel White.
I think we're all ready for Squirrel White.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, is there anything else that you'd like to discuss before we end the show today?
Yeah, there's a few. This is one thing. You know, I know some of. I think you might have been involved in some of this, but a couple of trash talking deals with. I think
The P-Ron, yeah, P-Ron, yeah.
But you know,
What's his deal anyway?
Well, the word got out that from my teammates, they told me that they heard that old P-Ron was calling me a queer. Last one, you know, P-Ron, you think this queer?
Hey,
You think this queer?
Calm down, Squirrel. Calm down.
Calm down.
Keep it.
Calm down.
Keep it.
You're lucky I'm not playing
Keep
defense
it
this
for
year.
October 2nd.
All right.
Take it to the field.
Take it to the
against
field.
the Sooners.
That's what my coach always tells me.
Well, that about wraps it up this week for the Dana Holgerson Show. I'd like for everybody to be back next week when we talk about what we hope is another good loss for the West Virginia Mountaineers against the Oklahoma Sooners. See you next week.